In this video, we will uncover the man himself, Lionel Messi, and some of the amazing things you may not have known about the Argentine legend. We will take a look at the records and the tidbits and the anecdotes that make this superstar the intriguing man and the fascinating player he is. At the end, we will also talk about the gargantuan amount of money he turned down to end up where he is right now. So we hope that you will stay tuned until the very end. Okay, let's go. Number 1. Messi and growth hormone deficiency. Lionel Messi suffered from a medical condition known as growth hormone deficiency, or GHD. It is a condition where basically your body does not produce enough growth hormone needed for normal physical growth and development, and the lack of it can result in limited physical growth and short stature. The hormonal replacement therapy typically used to treat this condition is expensive, and the Messi family did not have the money to pay for this, with the cost in the neighbourhood of $1,000 a month. One of the key reasons why Barcelona was able to sign Messi in 2000 was that they offered to pay for this treatment. Messi had a tryout with Barca in September of that year, and the rest, as they often say, is history. Number 2. Maradona was not Messi's greatest idol or influence. So who do you think Messi idolised the most as a youngster? Because he is Argentine, you might think that the player he idolised must have been the former Argentina and Napoli great Diego Maradona. Of course, Messi has a great deal of respect and admiration for Maradona, who coached Messi when he was the national team coach. But Messi's number 1 idol was the former Valencia playmaker, Pablo Aimar. Now, you may say, who is Pablo Aimar? Aimar may not have quite the name recognition that some of the game's other superstars may have gotten during their playing career, but he was an outstanding and a vastly underrated player in his own right, having had his best years with Spanish club Valencia and Portuguese club Benfica. In the early 2000s, right before Messi came along, Diego Maradona stated that Aimar was the best Argentine player, and that he was the only player that he would pay to watch at that time. Number 3. Messi's early days in Barcelona were not without issues. After his move to Barcelona in 2000, Messi seemed to have settled well in the new city, but his new beginning there was not without some difficulties. For one thing, he could not even get involved in the youth games because he was Argentine. As a result of lacking Spanish citizenship, Messi could not participate in the official youth matches at the Barca Youth Academy that first year. That left the youngster extremely frustrated, and this was one of the several difficulties Messi had at the start of his new life at Barcelona. Also, Messi was very quiet and shy as a youngster, to the point that some of his teammates thought he was mute. And although he at first moved to Barcelona with his family, his mother eventually moved back to Argentina, and this made young Leo very lonely and homesick, even though his father stayed in Barcelona to look after and take care of him at home. Number 4. Messi was always in demand from other clubs and country, but he stayed loyal. Messi was a player who was very high in demand, even from a very young age. Several people tried to get Messi to switch teams and also his national team allegiance during his career. In 2003, manager Arsene Wenger of Arsenal signed Messi's good friend Cesc Fabregas to Arsenal from the Barca's youth academy. Around the same time, Messi's other good friend Gerard Piqué transferred to Manchester United to play for Sir Alex Ferguson. Wenger reached out to Messi to see if he had an interest in making the move to England as well, but the Argentine decided to remain at Barcelona. While Messi was still part of the Barca Youth Academy, the Royal Spanish Football Federation attempted to have Messi play for Spain instead of Argentina. Even as a youth player, the Spanish Federation saw the enormous potential Messi had and wanted to make him part of their national team setup. However, Messi turned down the offer, saying that his only dream was to play for the Albiceleste, the nickname for the Argentine national team. Others were impressed as well and made their move. After seeing Messi play against his Juventus team in 2005, Italian manager Fabio Capello requested that Juventus try to obtain the Argentine on a loan deal. Juventus then made an offer to pay the €150 million transfer fee and triple his wages. Messi's loyalty was tested at a very early age and stage of his career, but even this mouth-watering offer was not enough as Messi decided to stay and pledge his allegiance to Barcelona. Number 5. Messi had an international debut to forget against Hungary. Messi made his Argentina senior international debut against Hungary in 2005. He started the match on the bench and then replaced forward Lisandro Lopez in the second half. He barely had time to make himself comfortable as he was sent off just a minute or so after coming on. He received the ball from a teammate and was dribbling forward towards the opposition's goal. He was trying to shrug off his marker, and when he flung his arm, he hit him in the face, and for that was sent off. What a bummer for the youngster. He was crestfallen and had to be consoled by his teammates. Number 6. Messi had a match to forget in his first Champions League final. Messi had a forgettable game in the first Champions League final he participated in 2006 against Arsenal. Messi had picked up an injury against Chelsea earlier in the competition, in the round of 16. Although manager Frank Rijkaard included Messi in the squad, the youngster never saw playing time and was reduced to watching from the bench as Barcelona prevailed over Arsenal 2-1. Story goes that Messi was so bitter about not having the opportunity to play that he did not participate in the celebration with the team afterwards, which he deeply regretted later. Number 7. Messi recorded a hat-trick in one of the best El Clasico matches ever. The matchup between Barcelona and their rivals. Real Madrid is referred to as El Clasico, and it garners worldwide attention every time these two teams go at it. The match that took place in March of 2007 was no exception, but this was the moment where Messi had signalled his arrival to the big match stage. The 19-year-old had a hat-trick in the 3-3 draw, and his spellbinding performance showed to the world that he was a true force to be reckoned with in these big-time matches. The one thing that was evident from that match was how Messi, along with Real Madrid playmaker Robinho, was so much faster and ahead of everyone else on the pitch, with his incredible display of speed, dribbling, keen decision-making, and devastating finishing. Number 8. In the 2011-2012 season and the 2012 calendar year, Messi put up some otherworldly numbers and set a record that will probably never be broken. Needless to say, Messi has set numerous records over the years, and we would need a much longer video to cover all of them. So we'll select a few that we think are the most important, or the ones that are borderline ridiculous. In the 2010-2011 season, he had 53 goals and 24 assists in all competitions, and with that became Barcelona's all-time single-season top scorer, and also the first player in Spanish football to eclipse the 50-goal mark. He then followed that up the following season with a mind-boggling 73 goals and 29 assists in the 2011-2012 season, and had more than 10 hat-tricks during that season. His 73 goals broke an old record previously held by German striker Gerd Müller, who had notched 67 goals in the 1972-1973 Bundesliga season in Germany. This made Messi the single-season top scorer in the history of European football. He also scored an astounding 91 goals during the 2012 calendar year, landing him in the Guinness World Records book. The 91 goals broke yet another record held by the German Gerd Müller, whose record was 85 set in 1972. The Argentine scored 79 goals for Barca and added 12 goals for his national team in what would prove to be his banner season. Number 9. His combination with Neymar and Luis Suarez was electrifying. They may be the best trio ever. The 2014-2015 season would prove to be another monster season for Messi. In November, he scored a hat-trick in a league match against Sevilla, and that, at the age of just 27, made him the all-time leading scorer in La Liga. In the same month, just 3 days later to be exact, Messi recorded yet another hat-trick, this time against Apoel in the Champions League, and this made him the all-time top scorer in Champions League history. he overtook the Real Madrid legend Raúl, who had 71 Champions League goals to his name. Messi, Suarez and Neymar had 122 goals in all competitions in 2014 to 2015, including 58 goals by Messi, which set a record in Spanish football. They then broke that record the very next season when they combined for 131 goals. In March of the 2014 to 2015 season, Messi scored the fastest hat-trick in La Liga history when he scored 3 goals in a span of just 11 minutes against Rayo Vallecano. That gave him 32 hat-tricks at that time, which was a record in Spanish football. And by the time he left Barca for Paris Saint-Germain in 2021, he had 36 hat-tricks, a record which still stands today. Number 10. Messi apparently passed up $1 billion or more to join Inter Miami. According to reports in the media, the contract that Messi signed with MLS club Inter Miami earns him a little over $20 million per year as a base salary. And then, when you include all the other incentives he can earn from jersey sales and MLS season pass subscriptions, as well as ownership stake in the club, his total annual compensation is slightly more than $50 million annually. Other reports have also claimed that by joining Inter Miami, Messi also turned down a 3-year, €1.5 billion offer from Saudi Arabia. The Saudis were supposedly very disappointed in missing out on adding Messi to their roster of stars in their league, which include Cristiano Ronaldo and Karim Benzema. But they will instead pay Messi approximately $25 million per year to promote Saudi Arabia and its tourism.